every week. Here's the thing you have to do every week, okay? So, you wake up, you do whatever, you eat breakfast, and you go check Google Classroom. And then, on the announcements, it's always something. So it's daily and time. It's usually not much, but just for read it, just so you know what's up. So for today, it's hey, it's Friday. Stream today, right now. There we are. And then you have the weekly check-in form that you do, and the bunch of questions that people have asked. So for the weekly check-in form, you just do it once a week. That's it. After you do it, you don't do it again until next week. So you put your name in, you put your period in, you put, you're doing okay, you're doing not okay. Let me know. I can follow up if you're not doing okay or something. I can call you or your parents. What are you doing to continue learning? Are you doing Ingenuity? Are you doing the packets? Are you doing both? Are you doing nothing? Are you turning in assignments? Are you doing work? Yes, no, because you can't. You have no internet access, or you just can't turn in stuff, or no, because you just don't want to. But to be honest, so I actually know what's up. And then, do you need anything? So just anything that's on your mind or whatever. If you have any questions, put it here. And then, I always include something random at the end, something just lighthearted, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? A lot of people put the horses, the small duck-sized horses, because you can, kick them or something. But you also have to realize that a horse-sized duck means that the duck has a mouth that can totally just bite your head off. So if you chose the horse-sized duck, you might be at a disadvantage. I don't know. That's my opinion, my personal preference on this. Not everyone probably believes that. There we go. Okay. Yep. And then you just press submit, and then you're done for that. And then for the weekly assignments, before we get to that, you also have the document that says everything what's my Zoom, saying what's my Twitch, what do you gotta do, what do you gotta do per week. I just said it, what's your grade. There's also a video. You don't know exactly what you're supposed to do, how to actually get to the work. So it's a nifty little video. You just open up, and then bam, then you can hear my lovely voice again. But then it's all the questions that people have asked or you maybe thought about, and then that's usually the gist of it. And then your weekly assignments. You go to classwork tab is up here. You might be able to see it. Yeah, this part right here. If you're on your phone, it's kind of the same thing. Just look for the classwork thing, and then you will see a bunch of topics. The main one you should look at is learning at home, because that's what we're doing right now. Learning at home. I just realized my mic is probably not too high, so let's boost that up a bit. Okay, so learning at home. So every week we have assignments and stuff. It's a 1 grade a week thing. And then this week, for instance, we had which is week 7. You just follow through this like always. If you're an L, you do the L1. If you're in K, do the K. So L is 2, 3, and 7. K is 4, 5, and 6. So let's say I'm an L. Okay, I'm gonna go to L. It's gonna pop up and stuff's gonna happen. This top part is just what we're supposed to go over for that week. People have asked, hey, do we have to answer the questions over here? You do not have to. This is just for you to think about, is child labor an Asian issue or a global issue? And how does child labor impact markets worldwide? So, just a little thought. But the main thing is, what you're doing is using at least 2 aspects of ESPN. What did you learn from this week's lesson? So from either the packets or from Ingenuity. And for a select few, you have other resources as well. But then you just choose 2 of these. So economic, social, political, natural. Do not do all 4. You only need to do 2. Dos. Zwei. And then, you know, you type in whatever. Social, economic, so on and so on. Issues with pollution. Every country has pollution. Maybe it's getting better now. We saw all of the photos of the dolphins over in Venice because people stopped going in the canals. But maybe that's over because people are going back to doing what they used to do. So bam, you got that. And then when you finish, all you gotta do is just press submit, and then you're done for that week. Already I've got 38 people turned in the assignment, and it's not due to the 11th, which is, I believe, next Monday. Yeah. So Monday is when it's due at 11:59. So basically you have a while to work on this, and it's not too much work. We try to not give you guys too much work right now because you don't know what your situation is. And then for K, you have like a little bit more. It's not much, but it's just like a few questions you have to answer that goes along with your stuff. So like, is child labor an Asian issue or global issue? You know, what are advantages of factories? What are some disadvantages of factories? Why would you want a factory? Why would you not want one? Stuff like that. Okay. And then ingenuity, that's the thing. So, packet people are going to be on a different thing. So I believe right now we're on both South Asia and East Asia. So let's see what we can do. I definitely believe that a good topic to go over would be like Indian religions, because that's the thing that the packet's going over right now, I believe. I'm not sure. I should actually check that because I don't have access to the packet. I have to like look it up. But there is a very good topic. I can actually go to a different tab and log into the educator. Log in. And that should take me to the teacher view, which lets me see everything. So I can see what you do in Edgenuity, and how far you're into it. Alright. So this is good. Okay. Additional notes, awesome, but no thank you. Okay, so we've gone over Africa already. So we're kind of leaving South Asia, going into East Asia. Let's see what we can do. I think this will have Wally Commerce Muslims. Any religions I might have. What I'm looking for. Just to recap, Hinduism, which is the main religion over in India besides Muslim. Hindus are a polytheistic religion. That means there are multiple languages. They also believe in reincarnation. Reincarnation is when you die, depending on how good you were in your past life, you reincarnate and you come back as someone else. So that plays into a part of, I should have actually prepared this way sooner, but that is okay. This is kind of a chill session. No need to be super prepared. It's just chatting and talking. So how are you guys doing? Just tell me about your day while I get this stuff set up. I mean, you guys might have done something so far this week, or whatever. I know it's people are getting to go outside. My recommendation is, unless you need to, don't go in public places for now. Again, we want to try to keep the numbers low of cases. That way we can get back to everything sooner. We can have graduation, we can have prom, and those are currently planned to happen. But we want to just double check and make sure that we definitely can, and that this doesn't get worse. So what I'd like to do is go over what is known as the caste system, and I'm going to try something new, just a little fancy thing. So the caste system is kind of a social ranking ladder of Indian society. So in India, you've got like 4 or 5 levels. At the very top, you've got the Brahmin. Those are like the priests. Those are like the very top class. Okay. Next, we have. Oh man, I am not good at spelling stuff. So I need to actually cheat. Look at the spelling for this. Kshatriyas. So those are like the rulers and the warriors. So we can see this level here is that priest, or very high. Below them would be Vaishnavas, and those would be like the farmers and merchants, the workers, arty people. And then below that, we have the people who do like manual labor, like building stuff, whatever involves manual labor, like mowing a lawn, for instance, would be manual labor. And then those are your 4 main classes. And then I believe this doesn't have a H. I might not be sure. There's always different spellings. Yeah, so Sudra is like your normal people, your commoners. Alright, those are your 4 basic ones. And now at the very bottom, we're gonna get rid of these 2 rows because we don't need them. Delete. And there we go. So at the very bottom, we have what are known as the untouchables. I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am back to do a quick phone call with someone because I have a lot of meetings today and everything's getting pushed back or stuff. So I can maybe go and have the stream be a little longer because I haven't had my meetings pushed back, which is awesome. Well, it's not awesome, but that just means I have more time with you guys. That's what matters, right? I also need to go shopping today, or like get groceries because it's also Friday. I'm running out of stuff. So I'm gonna just really quickly check my email just to follow up with this. Yeah, okay, I had my meeting pushed back by 15 minutes, it's fine. So I can be on here for a bit longer. Okay, so yeah, your 5 things in total. So basically, how the caste system works is that these 4 classes, basically they're self-explanatory. You've got the high class, you got the middle class people, and you got the lower class people, the common people. You and I, because we're just normal average people, we're gonna be here probably, Well, I do have education, so I might be like a slightly higher. But you guys, if you're just students or whatever. So these castings are really based on where your family is. So if your parents are like, merchants or artisans or whatever, they'll be up here. You'll be up here too. If your parents are construction people, they'll be down here. Or like really normal people, commoners. And then what are the untouchables? What about down here? Untouchables are people who like it said, people who are not wanted in the society, they are treated as like essentially dirt. So just by, you know, where you're born into, your family, you're kind of set into that caste system. So let's just use some examples. I'm gonna go use, you know, some Animal Crossing characters. That's kind of the big thing recently. So let's say that all of the cats are the priests. So if you're born a cat, congrats. You're gonna be at the very top because everyone loves you, just like that. And then you got we can make the sheeps the rulers and the warriors because sheeps are cool too. And then the horses and the kangaroos can be the farmers. Let's put a tiger here too. Actually, tigers can be up here. But what about the commoners? We can have like the pigs. And, yeah, there are a lot of cats. Oh my goodness. There are just a lot of cats in this game. I did not know that. Wolves can also be, you know, over here. But then you have the commoners. Let's say the hamster is the commoner. Hamsters and hippos and pigs. So not in goats. Like not too popular of animals, but like they're there. And then we have the untouchables. This is like people who are not wanted in society. They are seen as below subhuman. They can be the mice, the rats, because I guess it's like typical. So if you're born into, you know, if you're born a rat or a mouse, you're gonna have a bad time because you will be designated as an untouchable based off of how you look, based off of your last name, and there is no upward movement in the caste system, which means that if you were born an untouchable, congrats, you're gonna be there for the rest of your life. Not the best. I know it's not the best, but that's just how it works. And so the caste system is, as you can imagine, kind of unfair. People don't like it, and it's been kind of pushed out in recent years. But a lot of its effects are still in place. So they were trying to get rid of it, but it's not completely gone. It's gonna be really hard to get rid of it. Okay. So that's just kind of a fun way to visualize like how the caste system works. It's based off of, you know, how you're born into the world. And your job, you can go lower. I believe you can. Like if you're like a farmer and then you mess up real bad, you can get pushed down. But upward movement is extremely difficult or almost impossible. And I feel like Edgenuity did go over the caste system, but I do not know where it would be put in. Oh, it would be over here. So back to South Asia. I mean, it would be cultural characteristics. This page is super slow at loading, but that's okay. You guys can't even see that, can you? We need to... Let's see what we can do. Ingenuity. Bam! We got this window open now. And this window is actually not loading anything, which is super freaky. Unless Edgenuity doesn't go over the caste system, which is super weird, because I feel like it should. Definitely is a thing that should be gone over. But society is again based off of this in India. So back to reincarnation. Let's say right now you're a merchant. You know, it's your kind of the middle of the road. Let's say that this is you. This horse right here is you. This brown horse. Okay. So you spend your life doing crimes, just not being a good person, and you build up, bad karma. And it's not karma as how people usually think about it, like what goes around comes around. Like if I punch a kid in the face, I'm gonna, slip and fall and break my back later that day. No, karma is a system in Indian society where you, throughout your life, you build up either good or bad karma, and then once you die, the amount of karma that you have determines how you reincarnate into your next life. So back to the horse. Let's say that this horse right here, horse. Let's say that this horse lives a life of crime, and they're super bad, and like they bully people and they steal from people, and they've maybe murdered a guy. That means that their karma is probably going to be really bad. So when the horse dies and reincarnates, because the horse had bad karma, the horse is going to be reincarnated into a mouse. I'm going to find a really ugly mouse to symbolize bad karma. So that's how people believe reincarnation works in India. Well, there's so many. You know what? This guy right here. This guy, his name is something, I don't remember, but he's pretty. He's not the prettiest mouse. So now that horse is reincarnated into this mouse. They're an untouchable. No one wants to be near him. No one. But if you're an untouchable and you live a very good life, and you end up with a lot of karma when you die, you can get reincarnated into, a higher class. So people believe that, all the cats are all cats because they, in their previous lives, were very good. They had a lot of good karma. So people who were the rats had really bad karma, or had really bad lives in the past. So Beyonce is only so popular and good because she was a good person in her past life. That's kind of an example of how karma works, if you believe in it. But again, it is unfair if you're born into it, because you can't do anything. You just accept the fact that you're an untouchable because, oh yeah, my last life I was an awful person. So that's basically the caste system. And I can't really go over much over these three over here, because there's not really much to discuss. The main thing is just knowing how it's organized. It's a social ladder. So top class and the dirt bottom, and then how they believe in it, how it works to them, how it lives into reincarnation and karma. So yeah. If there are any questions or anything, I am here. It seems like a slow day today, and that's fine. It's a Friday. No worries about that. Can you guys even hear me? I don't know if my mic is actually working the way it is supposed to be. Okay, I'm hearing your yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's try to change some settings. Okay, so, We've got modern issues in China and East Asia. We got environmental issues. We got Southeast Asia. Let's see if I can just pulling up the packet or rather the pacing guide. And let's do both of these. Open new tab. Open new tab. Okay. So, I think I've linked this page. Maybe I haven't, but on the CFIZ page, you can go to the coronavirus sitting at home, and it will take you to the grade levels and stuff. I'm in 9th grade because world geography is 9th grade. So in world geography, you go through it, you look at it, the stuff you gotta learn about. So East Asia, okay. We're gonna get home. You go through it. This is the packet. You know, you read through it. It's a lot of topics like want to make money from your hobbies. And it's talking about how teenagers can like make money off of doing stuff, like a web business or something. And then we've got a lot of reading. Let's try to find where world geography would be. Talking about laziness. Why being lazy is actually good for you. I'm lazy. But you also got to do work sometimes. Okay. Yeah, world geography is right here. So, Africa to South Asia. There are some questions. So, like, which physical process formed the Indian subcontinent? Then you read through it. It's gonna be tectonic plates colliding. Yeah. Is this like a quiz or a test? Oh, okay. So you kind of just go through this and okay, so that's all. Check for understanding. That's just to make sure that you know what you're doing. Checking to see what you have done. Streaming 2. For a little bit more, so we've got time. I'm not needed super soon, so I can actually stream to a 1 maybe. I'm just vibing right now. I just really like this song. It's Animal Crossing. So the packet goes over issues in South Asia. You've got stuff like India is the most biologically diverse country in the world, and how they manage the resources. It is a lot of reading. Pollution's really bad in India. They got tigers. Bengal tigers are really cool. And then they have some stuff. They also have so East Asia as well. You get more stuff. You can go to the QR code and watch some videos if you have a phone. Okay, so right now, if you're doing the online assignments, you should be over in East Asia. So looking at this map over here, yeah, this shows you population, and then if I can just zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see better. Alright, so China, East Asia is going to be China, Mongolia, places like that. Japan, Korea's, so like this big chunk over here. Looking at the population, you notice some things. So in case it's been a while and you don't remember how to read a population map, the more purple or reddish the spot is on a map, the more people who live there. So if you're this very light yellow, that means that per square mile there's less than 2.5, I believe, thousand people. Oh, actually no, that's just people in general. So per square mile, there's gonna be less than 2.5 people. So over here, you're not gonna find a lot of people where it's all like, you can see my mouse, awesome. So where it's like this, you're not gonna see a lot of people. But as you get closer to the coastline where the water is, so East China. As you get closer, the population just grows. And you get a lot of people. So most of the population is going to be on this side, on the east coast. Why? That is because you're on water. Notice over here, this place is pretty empty. What this doesn't show you, because you also need to look at I can actually just pull up a map. Let's see if I can do this right. I wanna do this right, so it's easy for everyone involved. Okay, so we're just gonna zoom out of Houston. We are going to go actually go this way, because if you want to go to Asia, you gotta go over to this coast, the west coast, because it's closer. So you fly over, and you land over here in China. So remember, people live mainly along this side. And you can kind of see why already. So if I were to make it a satellite map, bam, fancy. You can already tell why people would want to live over here. Because it looks a lot greener. So, it's decent. How far can I zoom in? Let's go to a coastal area. Let's go to Taiwan. Taiwan, technically not a part of China. Technically it is. I don't know. Depends on what you believe in. But you can see, you can actually see a lot if you're just zooming in. You see, places. So, let's see. If we zoom out, let's go to Fujian. Let's see. Fuzhou. And then you can go. See, it's a big old city full of people. It's hustling and bustling. A lot of houses. China, not the most richest in terms of how people live in general, but a lot of stuff. So we see that. Now let's move over to that other side of China, the side with less people. We can see why. Nope, not gonna go to space. Okay, so like over here. Already you can kind of see why people would not want to live here. Because it's like mainly desert and mountain. And like if you zoom in, it's like there's nothing. There's a road or a very long railroad. But you're not gonna see much activity. Even in places that would have like towns or anything. Like, yeah, there are some areas that people do live in, but if you zoom in, you can see it's mainly farmland. So mainly farmers who live in the outskirts, because there's like room. And mainland China is pretty cramped, but outside, because it's not too popular, you don't see people living there too much. This is like a major city in terms of that area. They have like fast food restaurants, drugstores, supermarkets. But that's not the norm. It's like, yeah, it's over in this area because it's like green. But like where it's mainly desert, it's pretty empty. I don't think I can find like a really good desert like town. Like right here. Yeah, here we go. Maybe this is something. Yeah, very small desert town. But they do have stuff, but it's not much compared to eastern China. So yeah, again, people don't want to live here because it's all desert and mountain. You can't really find a lot of good places to live on this side. So people live on like the easier side. It's close to water. If you notice too, desert means lack of water, and there's not a lot. So everyone lives over here. Japan, giant sand general thing. Japan is like filled with people non-stop all the time. It's a very small island, but it has a lot of people. So you just zoom in, and it's like, bam! It's a really gigantic, population. People are all cramped together, but you zoom in and you see all of these spots and places. How far can I zoom in? Oh wow! See, I can zoom in so much, and I can see like cars and. I wonder if I can see people. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, the amount of zoom that you have on Google Maps is insane. Let's see. A busy place would be. Remember, it's a very popular square, but I'm not too familiar with Japan. But I think it's in Shibuya. You're in Chiba, Tokyo, Kanagawa. Osaka, Kyoto, major places in Japan as well. But let's just go in deep into Tokyo. Maybe we'll find someone. I just think it's fun to zoom in a lot. You can also do like street view and places, and maybe it'll pop up. Yeah, there we go. Let's do this nice little riverside. Oh, so I'm actually underground in the subway. Ah, that's cool. Can I get out though? I prefer to not be in a subway. So, Japan, very big city, hustling and bustling all the time. It's a car. But it's very populated, it's very dense. People are very packed tight together. Akiba? Is it the Akiba crossing? But is Akihabara? This is like, Akihabara is like the place with all like the souvenir shops, like for like animes and video game merch. So yeah, but it's hard to see. But if you have time, you can like look around on your own, look up stuff and places. Because again, a lot of cool places, but not time to show you everything. Okay, so. Again, people live where there's water, where there's decent land, if it's not too deserty. Same with Korea. And I don't know how far we can actually get into Korea, like North Korea. Let's go to Pyongyang. This is the capital. This is where Kim Jong-un is. He's doing alright, I've heard. And I am very surprised if I can just like actually zoom in all the way and yeah. So satellite view is pretty decent. So you got the pictures of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-un's dad and grandpa. Yeah. Most of North Korea is not like that though. It's more villages and stuff outside. Pyongyang is like kind of the only place you can go to. If you ever decide or want to go to North Korea, you're only allowed to go to Pyongyang unless you have like very special permission. And you can see that North Korea is like literally touching China, Mongolia and stuff, so they're allies, they're friends. That is why us attacking them would start a war, because if you attack North Korea, you end up getting China involved. One cool thing about the Koreas, is that in the middle, and smack dab in the middle, there is what is known as the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. And what that is that there is a line, big old fence, that divides North and South Korea. And if you try to cross it, you will die. You are absolutely not going to cross it. And I don't know where exactly the DMZ. There is a specific spot along the line where you are able to cross with very special permission. Border, maybe that's it. Is this it? How close is the sea border? Yeah, okay, it's pretty close. I don't think this is, but like you have some small towns and stuff along the border. I don't want to spend like too much time trying to hunt it down, but I have a feeling it's like right around here. Maybe. But also, Google Maps is not completely accurate because where people decide a country ends and where it begins is entirely random. Well, not random, but it's never the same. So this might be what America considers the border. Because we're looking at Google Maps through like the English North American page. If you were to go to like the North Korean version of Google Maps, it might show a different border. If you go to the Chinese one, it'll be different. Same with South Korean or Japanese. Well, you get the point. It's a very heavily armed zone. You're not gonna cross it. You can like maybe look at it from a distance, but don't get too close to it. Alright. So actually that talks about, I've talked about geography already, so if you wanna, if you haven't done your assignment yet, you can just put that down and submit it, and then bam, that's easy. It's an easy first half of your ESPN. You already know population, where people live and why. Go through it again, you see things like dynasties, the Confucius, notes about Taoism. We have large agricultural workforces producing the most rice, wheat, and tea. They make a lot of rice. Asians eat a lot of rice. I love rice, but it's not the best for you. When you eat rice, get like brown rice, because white rice is like super good, but it's not the healthiest. It's kind of just like sugar and starch. It's like eating white bread versus whole wheat. Like, it's okay to have some once in a while, but try to not have too much. Okay. Another factor we've talked about is that Japan is this island country. So just to compare and see, it's next to the Koreas. But it is along the Ring of Fire, which means that these blue lines are the tectonic plates. So along these lines, the plates are like shaking and touching each other and rubbing. It's like ASMR. Just imagine that the plates are doing this. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're like rubbing against each other. Not that soft, actually not that soft at all. It's actually very, very strong, and it causes earthquakes and a lot of volcanoes to happen. So Japan gets a lot of earthquakes because they are along the lines of activity. So On a normal day, they might have to like stop what they're doing and just to like wait out earthquakes happening. They also have volcanoes around, but this is all because of being along the tectonic plates, and the tectonic plates are the plates that are under the ground, like below the Earth's mantle, and they just shake and touch and sometimes cause tsunamis and whatever else. And so, why are there so many major earthquakes in Japan? There are so many major earthquakes because they are along the tectonic plate boundaries. Because the plates are touching each other all the time and shaking and hitting each other. So, bam! That is the second part of ESPN. First part was kind of talking about population. Second part was talking about the environment, and then earthquakes. Easy. You just submit that. You're done. Easy 100. Bam. Some notes about like the history of Japan. There's a very fun video over the history of Japan, but the guy says a few bad words and I might have to cut it out. So I might go and edit it later. Because it takes a bit to edit a video and take out the bad words without making it look weird. Okay, so 2011, the Tohoku earthquake, extremely powerful earthquake, 9.0 magnitude, on a 1 to 10 scale. So if it's a 9 out of 10, that means it's a very powerful earthquake. And so this earthquake was so strong that it caused a tsunami, which is like a huge wave, and it's crashed into Japan. I showed you guys a video like a while back about stuff like that. And then after all of that, that caused a nuclear reactor in they call it Fukushima Daiichi. So that power plant had a meltdown and released a lot of radiation. That sucks. And they're still trying to fix it and like clean it up still today, because you can't really clean up radiation in a very quick time. It's gonna last for a while. So now that area is kind of empty. So again, then you go to biology, but who cares about biology? Biology is like, whatever, it's okay. So no one has really, let's see, how many I put in the form so far? We got 53. It's not a lot. So if you haven't already, filled it in. If you know someone, ask them, hey, did you fill in the check-in form for Mr. Tan this week? If you didn't, please do it. Let's go to, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I've got 7 of y'all who just didn't want to answer. That's fine. You got the duck, horses, a chicken. That wasn't a part of the question. One horse-sized duck because it's just one. Second one, which is the horses. Duck, horse. Duck sounds yummy right now. I have no idea what you just said. Ducks are scary. You know what? They are very scary. Have you seen their teeth? Not duck teeth. Penguin teeth. Those are scary. But ducks can scare you too. One horse-sized duck because we don't fight horses. Does that mean we fight ducks? I mean, I guess. Second option, I can just stomp on them. Okay. Sure. Horse duck. 1. I'd rather fight. What are these questions? I don't know. I'd fight one horse-sized duck because it's easier and a flock is scary. 100 duck-sized horses, because ducks were meatier than horse. And one time a duck bit my finger, because it mistaked it for bread. That is unfortunate. 100 duck-sized horses, just kick them. I don't know. 1 horse-sized duck, otherwise I'll definitely be overpowered. How rats overpowered the humans in Stephen Ling's Graveyard Shift. Is that Stephen King? Maybe. But that's a good reference. 1 horse-sized duck, only because I don't want to fight it, I just want to tame it. You can like ride a horse-sized duck. That'd be fun. 100 duck-sized horses, so I can run over them easily. Horse-sized duck, because I like duckies, and then they posted a picture of it. That's a duck. Okay. First one, horse-sized duck. You got that from Berkeley. I don't know what Berkeley is, like Charles Berkeley, the basketball guy, or like the college. And then I'd rather fight my mom. Don't fight your mom. Mother's Day is coming up soon. I think it's on like Sunday. So don't fight your mom. Give your mom a hug. Looking in on what people are using. Mainly it is Edgenuity. If you're filling this out, that means that you do have internet access. So this is kind of biased. And then, are you turning in assignments? You got mainly yeses, some no's because you can't, and then 2 no's because you don't want to. Those 2 no's. I know you don't want to do much right now, and I know it's not the best condition. But just try to hold on. You know, if you have time, it's okay to not feel like you want to do work. And if Edgenuity is really boring, I mean, there are other alternatives. You go to my Zoom meetings, they're kind of more fun. You get to talk to me and stuff, or go to, my Twitch streams where I try to do something else for something, like Animal Crossing, cast systems. Most of my responses were from Forge Period, which is awesome. You guys are awesome, Forge Period. Everyone else is okay too. 6th period, you gotta step it up though. But yeah, it's 1 o'clock, and I do have a lot of meetings to get to today. So, is there any questions before I just head off? I know not many people showed up today, and that's totally fine. If that is it, as always, have a good day, make good choices, and do not ever do drugs. Bye.
You're blaming me for the traffic?